With the grassroots movement that's taking shape within the Democratic Party and actually winning some seats, like with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Rashida Tlaib, I was not surprised to see what is now happening. So, Koch Network floats backing Democrats in revamp of influence operation. The one-time Tea Party powerhouse says it's ready to spend money to protect lawmakers from either party who back its priorities, including helping Dreamers. Now, that positive spin at the end there, I thought was kind of funny. Oh, helping Dreamers. That's what the Koch brothers worry about. No. As you're going to see when I read through this, what this is actually about is the Koch brothers backing corporate-friendly Democrats. So here's more. Some, but definitely not all, of the group's policy plans may intrigue Democrats. For instance, one of the Koch network's top priorities is extending protection to Dreamers. Its stance on that issue has sometimes been met with pushback from its own donors. Under its new approach, the network says it will help defend incumbent lawmakers in primaries, encouraging lawmakers to be less risk-averse and work together on Koch-backed policies. The moves are designed to enable the network to further its priorities and, in the words of a new memo, elevate civil discourse in Washington and elsewhere. The network will also start 4 new PACs focused on policy issues to reward lawmakers that are in step with Koch policy. Though the network has changed, it still has the ability to pour millions into television ads and knock on thousands of doors to help candidates, in addition to donating directly to their campaigns. Now, all you have to know about this story is the wording here, in step with Koch policy. They will back Democrats that are in step with Koch policy, which is completely about economic issues. If this was really just about the Dreamers, then they would back somebody like Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. But that's not what it's about. This is about economic issues. It's about cutting spending. It's about tax cuts for the rich. It's about deregulation. It's about big business subsidies. So more on this. The network has not said how much money it will spend to bolster its political and policy goals during the 2020 election cycle. That will depend on whether priorities outlined by the network are getting done. Quote, I would love to come back and tell you we are increasing our investment because that means government is actually working and getting things accomplished. This is a straight up warning for the Democratic Party leadership, saying that, hey, if you want our money, play nice and support our agenda. So that's why they aren't straight up saying here, oh, we're going to spend all this money on all these Democratic candidates. No. Right now, what they're doing is they are teasing the Democratic Party, the leadership specifically, saying, oh, if you agree with our proposals here, our policies, if you agree with our economic issues, well, there's some money in it for you. This is absolutely disgusting. Remember, the Koch brothers, they essentially created the Tea Party. They funded it. This entire movement pretending to be, about America fighting back and taking America back, taking Washington back, was never about that. It was about cutting taxes for the rich. It was about deregulation. It was about economic issues. What the Koch brothers and the Tea Party did was use cultural issues to distract Republican voters so that they wouldn't notice that actually what these campaigns were about was about cutting taxes for the rich. Now, this also, look, what the Kochs are doing here isn't new. This has happened in the past. So as Li Feng tweeted out, just a reminder, Koch brothers helped finance the Democratic Leadership Council in the late 90s and early 2000s to keep Democrats in line in support of big business, not a new dynamic. So this is why it's so important to back candidates that are rejecting big money. And not just for president, but on the local and state levels as well. You have to back candidates that are actually supported by small donors and volunteers and grassroots support, because that is the only way your candidate will be able to win. Otherwise, what's going to happen here, just like it happened with the GOP, is you're going to have these corporate Democrats funded with a ton of money from the Koch brothers and other conservative groups because they are so afraid of having more Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes in government that want to raise taxes on them, want to look at issues like spending more to help people like Medicare for all, They want to fight back against that, and they're doing it now. So they're laying the groundwork now. So ensure whenever you have a candidate, whether it's local, state level, whatever, make sure you ask them, where are they getting their money from? And also look into it, because oftentimes they'll lie. They'll say, oh, yeah, I'm mostly funded by small donors and I'm working for the people. No, look into where they're getting their money from. Only support candidates that are grassroots supported, that are funded by small dollar donors only. Because when you have candidates out there that are trying to court this money, it comes at a cost. If they are backed by the Koch brothers or other groups like that, then they are going to, these massive groups with all that money will dictate the policy that these politicians will push for once they're in government. So again, be very aware of how money impacts politics, and that it's now even taking even more of a conservative turn in the Democratic Party with support from the Koch brothers.